Love Island USA Season 7 wasn't just another reality show season. It became one of the most watched and talked about streaming reality series of the year, with 18 billion of minutes streamed and a massive wave of new viewers tuning in. Every summer, people get addicted to watching a group of strangers fall in love, face all kinds of drama, engage in questionable challenges, and then somehow become famous. Overnight, these people go from being regular humans with regular lives to having millions of followers, TikTok edits, shipping words, and strangers arguing about them like they've known them personally for years. And in the middle of all that attention, there's always one person who seems to capture something extra. Someone people didn't just watch, but felt something about. I mean, is Olandria Carthen, a model, influencer, and former Love Island contestant whose rise has gone from viral meme to front row fashion darling, global brand partner, and subject of pop culture conversation. Some people say she's an it girl. Some say she's a kind of breakout personality that represents a shift in how we elevate things today. So, the real question isn't just who is Olandria, but what does our rise tell us about our culture, our attention, and the way we emotionally connect to people we've never met? That's what we're unpacking today. Alright, let's start with the basics. Olandria Carthen is a 27-year-old American model and television personality from Decatur, Alabama. The former of Island, she was a first-generation college graduate with a degree in logistics and supply chain management and works in sales in the elevator industry. Not exactly the path to Fashion Week or global recognition. Her first brush with massive visibility came when she was cast on Love Island USA Season 7 in 2025. Now, for people unfamiliar with how Love Island works, it's a reality dating show where contestants live together in a tropical villa, form couples, and couples switch throughout the season. It's dramatic, emotional, and incredibly watchable, and by season pulled in a massive global audience. From the moment Olandria stepped into the villa, something about her presence stood out. Not for drama, not for outrageous fights or spicy tea, but for a kind of grounded confidence, for being undeniably compelling on screen. Her looks and quiet strength immediately caught attention, and over time, she became someone the internet didn't just watch, but rooted for. At the end of the season, she finished in second place, and even that placing didn't quite contain the momentum she had built. But the story doesn't start and end with Love Island. What happened after is where the cultural conversation begins. Once the show ended, Olandria didn't fade away. Instead, her presence exploded outside the villa. And that's where a lot of people began to call her an it girl. To understand this, we have to look at three things that happened post-show. Style and fashion. Almost immediately after Love Island, Olandria's fashion moments began to dominate the internet, starting with media press runs and quickly moving into red carpets and editorial spreads. Her 2025 VMA's red carpet debut marks her first major entertainment carpet outside the Love Island bubble, and the look circulated widely across fashion and pop culture pages. Then came New York Fashion Week, where she didn't just attend shows, she made a runway debut working for Sergio Hudson, while also appearing at multiple high-profile presentations and after-parties throughout the week. Soon after, she landed the Harper's Bazaar Vietnam digital cover and editorial, followed by the Glamour magazine Christmas cover alongside Nick, extending her presence into mainstream magazine culture. Talk about impact. Her appearances at high-profile events like the Golden Globes red carpet in custom emerald Christian Siriano gown weren't just Instagram fodder, they became moments. Days later, she stepped onto the red carpet for the Bridgerton Season 4 Paris premiere in another show-stopping look. Fashion publications began labeling her as one of the standout presences of Paris Haute Couture Week, where she appeared front row at fashion shows and attended multiple coveted presentations. And now, during Milan Fashion Week, already making headlines in Roberto Cavalli. Within months of leaving the villa, her name was consistently appearing in fashion conversations across multiple global fashion capitals. These aren't just appearances, they are signals that the fashion world now sees her as a presence, not just a guest. That's huge. Most reality TV stars never make this leap. Brand partnerships and economic impact. After the show, Olandria signed with major representation, including United Talent Agency, and started working with brands across multiple sectors, from beauty to fashion to lifestyle. Some of the names she's been associated with include NYX Cosmetics, with official Olandria lip kits that sold out within minutes, Alexander Wang, Angel Reese's collaboration with Reebok, Aveeno, all keys to massive audience exposure and commercial legitimacy. Now, when a TV personality becomes a bankable brand partner, that's an indicator far beyond fleeting fandom, its commercial relevance, reach, and influence. Fandom culture and social media momentum. Nothing cements this kind of cultural shift like TikTok virality, shipping culture, and fandom language. During and after the season, fans coined the term Olandria for our relationship with fellow contestants Nick Vastenberg, and that meme didn't just stick, it expanded. That's the kind of thing that turned the couple from being internet favorites to a trend and then a brand. As seen with their Glamour magazine cover and being named Cosmopolitan's Best New Couple of 2025, Olandria became a brand that people bought into. Quite literally, with campaigns like Lani Kinney's and Sweet Green Bowls named after them. By late 2025, their chemistry, combined with pop discussion around interracial relationships and fan talk about relationships that resonated outside the show, had transformed them into one of the most talked about couples from the franchise. And even independent of Nick and the relationship, Olandria's social media metrics have grown exponentially. A post triggered engagement far beyond typical post-show fan interest. Whether it's fashion coverage, behind-the-scenes premiere, or candid lifestyle content, our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok communities are not passive. They talk back, react, remix, and propel our content into conversations far beyond reality TV circles. That's sustained audience attention, something for which even many established influencers chase without ever achieving. You know someone's crossed into It's Girl territory when their name becomes shorthand, when brands riff off on it, when fans build language around it, when the internet adapts it into trends, the Olandria of it all. Even Netflix seemed to embrace this, changing their social media bio to read Bridgerton Landria as a playful but telling nod to her presence and status at the Paris premiere of the series. Terms like Olavemba, a playful mix of a name and the month November, or Glamolandria, tweeted by the magazine themselves when promoting a cover issue. A name is becoming a staple in pop culture moments. And we've seen this before, when artists like Megan Thee Stallion owned Hot Girl Summer, or with certain couples whose names become one word. Benny for anyone? Olandria reached that point so quick. And when your name becomes language, the culture isn't just watching you, you start to contribute to it. The cost of being chosen. So far, we've established that Olandria is clearly America's favorite. But is that all roses and sunshine? Being loved by the internet sounds like a dream, but attention doesn't come in neat little boxes. It comes with opinions, entitlement, and sometimes cruelty. Olandria didn't just gain fans after Love Island, she also gained a level of scrutiny she's never had before. And when you're a black woman, becoming highly visible in spaces that aren't always kind to black women, the attention doesn't stay neutral for long. What people don't always think about is that fame doesn't just land on one person. It spills over onto the people around them. Olandria has talked about how the racism and online hostility didn't just affect her, it affected her mom.
So yes.
On Twitter and something like that?
Oh, it was everywhere. It was so bad. Like my mom went into a depression. My friend had to sign up my comments.
Her family, the people who love her and didn't sign up for any of this. When the internet decides you're the it girl, they put you on a pedestal. And part of that pedestal is the way people feel entitled to dissect a relationship. There's been constant narrative online that Olandria is fake, that it's performative, that it's strategic, that it's for clout, which is wild when you remember these are two real people who met in an environment designed to be watched. When the internet decides you're the it girl, it doesn't just critique your outfits or your red carpet moments or your interviews. It questions your relationships, your intentions, and whether your happiness is real enough for public approval. With Olandria, you can see the tension in real time, the way people expect her to be perfect, grateful, unproblematic, strong enough to carry the praise and the hate at the same time. That's not a standard anyone can live up to forever, and it's not one anyone should have to. So when people ask, why is Olandria such a big deal? I don't think the answer is just fame, fashion, or timing. I think it's that she showed up on screen in a way people felt connected to. She felt familiar, she felt easy to root for, she felt like someone people wanted to see win. And her love story just catapulted that to an whole nother level. When that happens, the internet doesn't just support you, it claims you. But here's an interesting twist. Maybe the real story isn't just about Olandria. Maybe it's about us, the people watching, and why we're so quick to adopt, elevate, and emotionally invest in a person who started their journey in a reality TV villa. Maybe what we're really yearning for isn't celebrity, but a story that feels like it reflects something we see in ourselves. And when someone like Olandria comes along, grounded, stylish, authentic, visually magnetic, relatable yet aspirational, we don't just watch, we feel something. And that might be the real power of an it girl in 2026. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.